limit when you have Josh Allen. But the issue that they have with stopping the run is a problem. A lot of the teams in the AFC that they're going to have to beat, they focus on running the ball really well, and they're effective at that. And then their defense breaks down. Once they can't stop the run, then they have to commit a safety to a box, and this team is not built to be in single high all game long.
We should just talk about the passing. That's what Dan wants to talk about. Don't worry about the
What about the receivers, Jeff?
How about this problem? They gave up a block punt, and they had a terrible coaching decision. This is a bad sign. When there's a bad game, and the week before, if McCaffrey doesn't get hurt, McCaffrey had dang near 100 yards in the first quarter, running right down the middle of that defense. You better figure this thing out. And I love the Bills. You do not, and I've been on some really good teams, you do not want to be going this way or going flat as you're entering the playoffs, because everybody else sees that, and it's like a blood in the water for a shark, bro. It is on. They will see weakness, and they will attack it. They better figure this out in a hurry these next 4 weeks.
I think the concern, to your point, is some of the in-game stuff. Like, the special teams are an issue. Even on the last, punt where they run the clock out, they only had 9 guys on the field.
Right.
Those are more issues that if you're going into the playoffs, you want well-coached football teams who are giving you the best chance to win a football game, very much like Josh Allen, who, again, he had one of the best games that we've seen all season long. They scored 40-plus points. To lose that game, that's terrible. And also the clock management, timeout management. You remember the Texans game where they threw 3 straight times and give the Texans a chance to win a football game? They're going to be close when the playoffs come around. You have to make sure you are matching the level of play from your all-star quarterback.
Yep.
I think these guys are being a little bit too emotional here. It was one bad game, bruh. Relax.
I don't know. I'm not a big X's and O's guy, but I think you're supposed to have more than 9 on the field.
I think the problem with a lot of these issues is those type of mistakes, maybe you don't have them every game, but if you have to win 3 playoff games in a row, they're going to be in a lot of situations where those mistakes are going to cost you the little margins that you need to win in the playoffs consistently.
And when you play good teams, it puts the pressure on you to do it. You go play the Texans, and they can run the ball well, and you go play the Ravens, they can run the ball well on you. You saw those games. They didn't necessarily meet the match or meet the expectations that you had for them against those type of opponents.
We also have to remember the best version of Josh Allen that we've seen is one where they have designed stuff for him to take pressure off of him. If you get into these shootouts week in and week out, you're going to get into a situation where you bring back up some of those turnovers that are costly. Every game's not going to be 3 touchdowns through the air and 3 on the ground. I'm sure we all wish it could be, but it's not going to be.
He's a freaking beast.
Another tough one for them this week in Detroit against the Lions. Who needs this game more, Buffalo or Detroit?
Well, I would say Bills, only because this seems like a bad sign, guys. I don't know. How can you say Lions right now? The sky is falling.
I would say the Detroit Lions because of what they're fighting for placement-wise. I think obviously there's playoff implications. The Bills seem more settled into where they're going to be. So the Lions, there's a lot at stake. If you want to make a run for that
bye. Bills' risk has fallen below the Steelers. They're pretty much slated.
Division.
They're slated where they are. So it's them and the Steelers where they're going to sit. When you think about the other, though, the Lions, this is a big game for them, making sure they stay ahead of the. They don't want to go through Philly when they have everything in front of them in Detroit.
And they got Minnesota a game behind them in their own division. So obviously, they're under a little more pressure.
Welcome to John Crowder's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back again with another sports show, joining you live from a spot here in the Battery, Atlanta, Georgia. If you ever get time, come check us out. Want to make sure you understand that if you want to see some of the most up-to-date clips, shows, Stephen A. Smith, First Take, Pat McAfee, go ahead and tune in. Every day we're dropping clips and even live shows. So take the time to go ahead, like, subscribe, and even share this content. We're going to be pushing out a lot of content to you free. And also we're going to be giving away live tickets to sporting events. And we'll be live on set at the NCAA Championship, the Final Four. And also we'll be live at the Super Bowl this year. So if you want to win free tickets, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. Put the alert bell on. We're going to keep you up to date with NFL, MLB, soccer, baseball, hockey, all sports, and even giving you free picks on parlays that we hit very often. So go ahead and stay locked in, because if you blink, you'll miss it. Again, I'm John Crowder, and thanks for tuning in. What are some of the most iconic sports for you as far as moments? One of the most iconic sports moments for me was definitely when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. Even though I'm a Falcons fan, it was heartbreaking, but it was definitely memorable. So that was one of the most memorable, ugliest moments for me as a sports fan. Go ahead and drop in the chat what your most memorable moment in sports was, and we'll be sure to comment and respond to that. One other thing, we definitely want to let you know that we do have sports picks, and we will be putting them in the chat. Our sports picks come with a lot of knowledge, a lot of historical data, and just a lot of professionalism. So if you want to start hitting some of those bets, make sure you follow our picks, and we'd definitely like to help you out on that. All right, this channel is completely free. We don't have any sponsors, so make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to get more content like this and to help us put out more content. Again, I'm John Crowder, and I'm joining you live from the Battery in Atlanta. Stay tuned for more episodes, more shows, and more content.